And we're back on CentralValleyTalk.com. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Mike Scott, joined now by Lisa Casarez from Angels of Grace. And look what I just found out. We won an award recently from you guys. What was this all about?
This is awesome. This is because Central Valley Talk has always been such a good promoters of Angels of Grace because of your recognition of making the world and the difference in the lives of abused and neglected children in our community. So I will give that to you on behalf of Angels of Grace. Yay!
Yay! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, for the folks who don't know, what does Angels of Grace do?
Angels of Grace is a foster family agency. So what we do is we respond 24 hours a day to Child Protective Services, and we're able to meet the needs of taking care of the children coming in for abuse, neglect, or abandonment.
What are those needs?
The needs are huge. A lot of our kids are coming, a lot of the babies that come in without diapers, formula, the basics, the basic needs that they have. A lot of them are coming in out of areas of huge poverty, neglect, or maybe even out of meth labs. We have a huge meth problem in Fresno. So when those kids come in, we have to have clothing right away so that we can clean them up and get, the toxins off their body. We have a nice, really big clothing closet that's available to Child Protective Services for the children that we serve. And so we're able to clean them up and get them into their happy place and then put them in foster homes until hopefully within 2 days they have a team decision-making meeting that the county does. And at that point, the goal is always to reunify the children into the family, a biological brother or, grandmother or somebody that can take the children. And if that doesn't happen, then the children stay in the foster care system. The goal is always to wrap our arms around the family and hoping that this family will receive the needs that they need so that the children can go back to a healthy environment. Maybe a drug program, violence prevention, domestic violence, anger management, whatever the situation is for that particular family. Our goal is always to reunite the family.
Okay. Now the reason we're here today is because you want everybody to know that a local company called Granite Depot is doing something till the end of this month, through Halloween.
Exactly.
For all of their sales between now and the end of the month, they'll give 50 cents of what, every dollar?
Every dollar to Angels of
To you?
Grace.
Wow.
Well, not to me, to Angels of Grace,
Yes.
the agency. And that's to help with diapers and formula and those things that are super expensive that we are not always able to provide if we didn't have the community come alongside us. And a lot of these families, their 65-year-old mother will end up with a baby that never thought that they were going to have to reparent again. So we can be a blessing to them as well until they start getting some help for the children. Yeah. And it's a huge problem because it's in those moments that the kids are coming in that we can either be a real blessing in their life or we can turn around and say, that was the worst experience that we ever went through. It's going to be bad, but what our goal is to triage them as they're coming in and be able to support the family and the grandparents and whoever's been touched by this horrible situation that's happened.
We have some pictures of some of the granite work done by Granite Depot. If you're thinking about getting your kitchen or anything done with granite, this will be the time to do it, right?
This will be the time. They can feel good about getting their house renovated and also making a difference in the lives of abused and neglected children in our community. You can also put that granite over even a dresser or things of that nature or use it as a cutting board. I mean, you can actually purchase pieces of granite from them as well. They have remnants that they sell and things like that. So,
why does Granite Depot feel so deeply about this? Did they have somebody in their system that used you, or without giving anything away?
That's all confidential information. But I think they've been watching us for a long time, and usually people, when they watch you and they see, okay, these people are really doing what they say they're doing with these children, and then they want to be a part of it. And they see me coming out there early in the morning, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm the one on call, so they get to see me. And I'm very passionate about the work. I started this agency in 2000, and because I have a lot of faith, and I believe God doesn't waste our hurt. I came out of domestic violence, with 2 children, no shoes on, and a robe on in the middle of the night. And I was blessed enough to go to the Marjorie Mason Center, and that's where I kind of got the passion to serve our community. I always thought I was going to be working with women, but for some reason God continued to pull me towards the children. And 15 years later, I went and got my degree. I have my master's now in social work, and I really am very passionate about the work that I do. And I know for me, the most embracing part and the most empowering part of my being rescued out of this dark place was the fact that people told me it was going to be okay. They put shoes on my feet, and they really empowered me to go to the next level in my life. And I think that's what we do with the children. You know, you just give them a teddy bear, you hug them, and you let them know this is not their fault. This is just a moment in their time, and that they'll get through this. And they do. And we get to the other side, and then hopefully when we're on the other side, we can pay it forward. And that's what I hope to do every day of my life until I get to go home where I belong, where all of us belong, you know, in eternity. So.
I can turn off the ringer on my phone before I go to bed. You can't, right?
You know, I don't, and it's okay, because when I do that, and I picked up a child last night, and I'm calling, making sure he's okay this morning, and he's in his happy place, and that's really a good place to be. That's where we want all the children to be. So I do it for a reason, and I feel good. I mean, I think this is part of my calling, so it's a good match for me.
Good. Okay. How can folks find out more about Angels of Grace?
If they'd like to make a difference as well, they can contact us at Angels of Grace. It's 268-0000. We're just right down the street from you. We're actually in the Tower District at 1095 North Van Ness. If they'd like to make a donation of children's clothing or be a blessing in that area, or if they'd like to become a foster parent and have me wake them up at 2 o'clock in the morning or at any time of the day. I think it's I have wonderful foster parents. I have police officers, nurses, teachers, people that have been watching us do this and being a part of the professional side of responding to children, and then they decide they want to open up their doors in their homes, in their hearts. And a lot of them have adopted children, so you just never know how this journey is all going to work out at the end.
That's awesome. All right, Lisa Casarez, thank you again for our nice award.
And thank you for being a blessing and making the world a better place for abused and neglected children in our community.
You can come down and see this in our front office right here at our Central Valley Talk studios. All right, we'll be back with more on Central Valley Talk.